this is the Flying Turk with another review video for you guys. Today we are looking at the Inibuilds A350 900 as you can see in front of us. This is a beautiful plane released by Inibuilds again. Like they are one of the best developers for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. They also release some products for X-Plane as well, but I generally tend to stick with Microsoft Flight Simulator since it's the better looking sim of all of them, at least in my opinion. But anyways, this is our beautiful plane, the A350 900. We got two of them. We got the A350 900 and the 1000. They're generally the same plane, not that much different from each other. Only big difference if you look at them are the engines, because if I'm correct, these ones are not Rolls-Royce. These should be Trent engines, but I am not sure about that, so take it with a grain of salt. But the engines look overall the same, only a Rolls-Royce logo that's missing on this one, which is present on the 1000, which I personally prefer a little bit more. I think the Rolls-Royce are a little bit more powerful as well, but that's personal. Like that is how I feel personally, let me say it like that. And one big difference from the 900 to the 1000 are these wheels. On the 900, since it's a little bit of a smaller plane, it weighs less. It only has, well, four wheels on the main landing gear on one side and four on the other side, in total making eight. And the 1000 has two more on each side, so it would be 12 wheels in total. But yeah, this is our beautiful plane. It has been nicely detailed, as you can see, lots of panel lines and name it. One beautiful addition are these winglets. These are the shorter shocklets, if I'm correct. Oh no, these are the longer ones. There are also a shorter ones. Those like round off over here approximately. So it's a little bit longer with the longer ones. I prefer the longer ones, but with some liveries, the other ones look also very nice. And this is the stock Inibuilds livery. I chose this one for this review video because I thought it would be fitting. Overall looks very good. APU looks also very good. Not too shabby, nothing too special, you know, it's an APU. Not that we can see inside. You can see all the dirt and grime and that the plane is a little bit nasty. That's weathering, as they call it. You can select that in the EFB in the cockpit. I will show you all about that later. You can select like how many fans you want or how many outlets you want. You can select how many inlets you want for certain things. I think one of these and one on the other side, you can choose that kind of stuff. I chose the maximum. I also like my planes dirty because, well, generally planes are dirty because they're being used. You can see all the streaking over here on the windows. As you can see here on the flaps, you can see the dirt, the grime, everything. I like it like that. It adds a little bit more depth to it. There are people that like their planes brand spanking new, squeaky clean, you know. I'm not like that. Anyways, this is the outside of the plane. I think the nose looks very similar to the 787. Not that much different, only it's a little bit more pointy and like it goes out a little bit more and the 787 like rounds off. Very similar. They fly very similar as well, but I gotta say the fly-by-wire system from Inibuilds is amazing. This plane functions, flies like absolutely crazy. But yeah, this is another shot for you. It's slightly raining today, as you can see. We're at Princess Juliana Airport in, I think it's somewhere in the Caribbean. I don't know which island this is, but it's Princess Juliana. For the people that know, they know. Like the famous, famous airport. Anyways, let's move into our plane. And this is our beautiful cockpit. Like very similar to the A380 that was released by Fly-by-Wire. Very similar. If you know how to fly any Airbus plane, if you know how to start any Airbus plane, you will feel at home here because it's not that different. And take a look at the other side, practically the same. And for the people that are curious, this is the 900 again. We will show the 1000 after this. I thought I spawned in with this one just to show you. Unfortunately, with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, we only get this part of the interior of the cabin, to say it like that, because if you move through the curtain, there's nothing. Literally nothing. That's a little bit of a bummer, if you ask me, because I was hoping to get a cabin here as well, but I can understand with the limitations of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 that they have decided to not add it, but like you can see some things that would have been in the cockpit or in the cabin, like these beautiful day mood lights and name it. But anyways, it's not a big letdown for me because most of the time is spent here anyways. But there are people that would love to see it, but nah, well, not the end of the world. But let's start her up quickly so you can see how the panels look, how the how everything else looks inside the plane. We need to do the external power first, and then we do the batteries. I'm not gonna do a full cold and dark video on this. That will follow up soon this week. We'll show you how to cold and dark the A350, because that is probably something that people want to see. But if you look at this video, you can see it as well quickly. If you know how to start any Airbus, you will be able to start this one. It's not that hard, my friends. It's not that hard. Look, the stealth test. Whoop. It's in progress. This max 30 seconds. Let's take a look at the EFB. That's on this side. Lots of interesting features. And you can do like a... Oh. Yeah, this... You can import it from SimBrief. Go back to the menu. You can get your load sheet. Choose how much fuel. Let's do... Let's fill her up. Let's do 60. And that's the maximum. These are the maximums. I chose a little bit more weight so it eats it away from the fuel, but so that you have an idea. And we can go to terminal charts. If you have Navigraph, you can get your charts over here. En route, this is like a map. If you want to see a map, it can be useful. I'm not a big fan of it, but it looks nice. The only thing that it does is it looks nice. It's not that useful for me. If you go here, you can choose different types of maps. In the 900 it works, at least for me, but in the 1000 I cannot get these other maps to work. I'm on version 1.0.5 and today they've released the 1.0.6. I still have to update it. But yeah, anyways, I think they will fix those issues as well in the near future. But yeah, you have all different types of maps for the people that like to see those. Documentation, well, it's not here at the moment, but sometimes if you load in stuff it works, or this is something that will come. I'm not sure about it. Take it with a grain of salt, guys. You can go takeoff performance, something that's very usual. Landing performance. These are usual things that you find in a good EFB in the Microsoft Flight Simulator. And we can go to ground. This is an interesting thing. You can open the doors up. That can be opened. You can do toggle emergency slides. You can do the cargo bay lighting. Lights on, lights off. You can enable GSX control. You can also click on these things to open up specific doors, which I will show you now. Oop, those opened. On this side they opened, on the other side I probably didn't click nice or correctly. But yeah, you can see all the doors opening up very beautifully. We can open up the cargo doors. And forward cargo door. Look, you can see the handle going up. Might be very small on your screen, but there we go. The handle went up. These things go open. The door opens up very nicely on the rear as well. The APU is making quite a lot of sound, so let's move away from that side. Yep, doors opened up. And if you want to close them, it's very simple. You just come back here and you just click on them. You have like chokes, GPU, ACU, ASU. You can get jetways, ramp truck, luggage, catering. Those things will come after a while. But I tend to use GSX, so it's not an option I'm that interested in. But if you don't have GSX, if you're like on an Xbox or name it, it might be a useful feature for you. And let's see. Yeah, that's it for the EFB generally, but you also have like more options here. You can have situations where you can choose like a depressurization, bird strike, dual engine failure, GPS jamming, and in the near future we will get other options like medical emergency, an early passenger. Like this is a medical emergency in the cabin, this is like a drunk passenger, and well, you have to deal with it somehow. I'm curious about that. We have smoke in the cabin, which might be an interesting one as well, but the bird strike one is really nice. I got to say, I really like that one. You can also see some fire effects on the engine as well, you know, like it stops working, some sound effects. There should be some visual effects as well, but I don't think they've implemented that in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It's more like a 2024 feature. But you can also go here to failures specifically and choose specific failures. You can do like engine 2, engine 1 fire, engine 2 fail, name it. Like all types of failures over here. Check it out. But keep in mind that if you start a situation that you will have to reset the flight to be able to get the plane functioning normally again. So if you start at mid-air, mid-flight, and you still have to fly like 6 hours or something, well, be prepared to land earlier than you were thinking, because you cannot reset it. You cannot reset it mid-air. And let's go back again here. Let's go to options. Like here you can see iris align, real, fast, instant. You can choose a lot of things. This is the weathering I was talking about. Let's set it to 0. And as you can see now, my plane is all new. No streaking near the windows. The flaps are all cleaned up. I don't like it that way. I prefer my plane dirty. So let's put that weathering back on. As you can see, here it is again. I don't know, this adds to the realism, if you ask me, because generally all the planes I've been a passenger on, they have been dirty. Okay, you can choose more things like rudder control tiller, name it. OIS setting, this OIS is the EFB. You can choose certain things here, whatever you like. Equipment, you can choose what type of equipment your plane is equipped with. Like these were the outlets I was talking about. The fans, light type, you can choose LED or HID. I prefer LED because or LED because I like the color temperature of it, but there are people that like HID. Both have their benefits and, well, no benefits, I don't know how to call it, but they have their good side and their bad side. Brake fans, this is a really nice option because sometimes you're landing late, you're heavy, the plane doesn't want to stop, and you're braking full speed, and oops, and what happens is the brakes overheat and you need to cool them down because you're gonna take off again. Well, it's a good option to have that. External, there we go. You can do wing hooks on the wings. Wing hooks are these little tiny things that you see over here. These orange things. Let's see if we can get a better view of that. There we go. Yeah, these are the wing hooks. These are used to like lift the wings and put them in place so that they can be bolted on. I like to keep them on because um, I've seen them in real life on planes as well, and I think they add to the realism factor. But there are people that don't like to see them on their wings and they want to take them off. So yeah, you could do that. Feel free. Sharklets. Ah, we have the short ones on. We can do the long ones as well. Look, these are the long ones. They are a little bit longer, a little bit pointier. And short ones, yeah, these are a little bit shorter. I thought these were the longest one. Anyways, yeah, they work fine. They do the same thing in general, not that much different. Anyways, fuel jetson. Well, fuel jetson are like, I don't know if it shows up. Yeah, it shows up over here, like this little tiny black thing over here. This is like a nozzle. If you, well, let's say you took off, you have a bird strike, but you're fully loaded up with fuel, you cannot land with full load. You need to drop some fuel to be able to land, because otherwise it will be just too heavy to land in real life anyways. In the sim you can do it, but it will be a harder landing. But anyways, if you want to create that kind of situation that you will have to dump fuel, you can do it in the A350 if you have this on. If you have it off, it doesn't show. As you can see, it's not here anymore, so you cannot dump fuel. It's not equipped with that. Throttle calibration speaks for itself. You can calibrate your throttles. I haven't done it yet. I still need to do it. But anyways, sound options. You can choose the cabin language, noise cancelling headphones. I don't like this one. This cancels out all the noise from the back and the engines and name. But there are people that don't like to hear those things, so feel free to use it. Engine takeoff whine. Who doesn't want that? Gear bump noise. All these things. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Just leave it on. Volume control. If you think that certain aspects of the volume are just too high, let's say like the exterior engine volume, and you want it a little bit more down, you can choose it from here, which is a very nice addition, especially for streamers, people that like to stream or like gameplay videos. Well, it might be a good one to have, to not mess with OBS or any other program. You can go to third party. You can do stream mode on. I don't care about SimBrief user ID because it doesn't matter that much to me. But you can choose set that off. You can say intentions API key, hope you log on, nav data, name it. You can update nav data from navgraph inside the plane. Look, it's downloading and it's doing its thing, just like PMDG has now. Simulation, autopilot disconnect, name it. Oh, nav data has been updated. You can choose all these kinds of things like time compression, auto step climb, auto GPU disconnect, name it. It's a very nice plane, has a lot of nice features. I love flying the A350. It's like the butter machine at the moment. Like the 777 was a butter machine for me, but this one is a lot better. The fly-by-wire from Inibuilds is just insane. Let's turn this bird on quickly so we can show you. I'm going to show you also at night how all these lights look, so I'm going to turn everything on for the moment. You can set these auto, but I like to go on. Okay, let's move here. Intelligent lights on, floodlights. Then we're gonna leave down. Okay, let's turn this sucker on. And it's practically like any other Airbus. You could even do like both engines, it doesn't matter too much. Like in real life you wouldn't, but in the sim, yeah, feel free. It's doing its thing as you can see. I'm gonna turn on game volume so you can hear these engines spool up. Okay, now the engines have turned on. You could hear all that sound coming from them. Eh? It was not nothing. It was quite a bit of sound. The humming is nice. The engine wobble is nice at startup. You can even see it wobble every once in a while. Now it's a little bit more stable. Now it's not doing it. But yeah, the engine startup sound is amazing. Like this exhaust-like thing that pushes out smoke at the start. Like we're now on the ground. Parking brakes are set. If we turn up the throttle a little bit, let's see if it will do it now. No, it's not doing it. Sometimes in some weather situations you can see like vortexes forming. Like Inibuilds has had a lot of things. You can see like like the smoke trail or the condensation trail pushing up from here over the wing. In some situations, it's very nice. I've nothing to complain about this plane. Inibuilds has done an amazing job. Only thing I wish, like for a little bit of extra factor, that they had added the what was it called? The cabin. Yeah, it would be nice, but not the end of the world, you know. Like I couldn't care too much about it. It's just a tiny extra thing for me. Okay, now we have the plane started up. Let's show you also full flaps and spoilers. These are the spoilers. Very nice action. And this is them going down. These are the sleds going down. Nice animation. There's also a nice sound if you're looking from a window view at them. Very nice sound. Flaps go down a lot. I like to see these flaps moving, gotta say. They're very smooth and I love how they're connected over here as well. Nice animation. This is all the way down. And gotta say, it's a very nice plane. It flies amazing. I think this flies better than the A380 from fly-by-wire. Like it's not the same product, right? An A350 and an A380, not the same product. They share the same cockpit. And I gotta say, this one is just a little bit better, my friends. Inibuilds, it's a paid product in the end. Fly-by-wire A380 was free, still is free. But yeah, a paid product has to be better, right? Like we're paying for it, so we're expecting some more from it as well. This plane handles absolutely amazing on the ground. Like the turning radius is crazy. It's very smooth, very nice to handle. I have nothing to complain about it. I'm gonna drive a little bit crazy on this taxiway and runway because I want to show you how it takes off and how it looks and how it behaves in this review video as well. I didn't want to make it a long one. I still want to show you the 1000 after this quickly, but I think you guys need to see how it behaves and how it handles. Because I'm not used to the turning radius yet. It's very sharp, very nice. But look, it's totally different to the 777. It's similar, but it's not the same. It feels closer to the A300 from Inibuilds, but it's not the same in the end. This is, I think, a longer plane, a more powerful plane. It's more agile as well. I would recommend though that you calibrate your throttles. No, I didn't do air bleed, but I had ASU, yeah, air start unit. That's why I turned on. I made a little mistake. I didn't turn on APU bleed, but it's all fine. We can turn off APU now. All the systems, by the way, also are very nicely modeled. Like I had the fuel page, name it, everything has been nicely done. Inibuilds has been cooking something in the kitchen, and it was worthwhile the wait. I'm really looking forward to their TriStar, which they are planning on releasing. I don't know when, but it's in production at the moment. So that would also be a great addition to the sim. But I'm curious, my friends, is there any plane that you would like to see in the sim or something, that they have not released yet? Or a plane that you're looking for? Personally, like the TriStar is for me one of the planes that I'm really looking forward to. But I would like to see more classic airliners pop in as well, like 737 Classic. And I'm not talking about the 300 or 400. Those are generally named the classics, but I want to see the 737 200. Like the first ones with those bullet-like engines underneath the wing with the target reverse thrust. I would love to see those in the same with the classic steam gauges and all. But the 3 and 400, I think there was a company called CSS, if I'm correct. They were producing one, or they were producing the 3 and 400. I'm really looking forward to that. I was hoping that PMDG or like iFly would release one of those, but I don't think they will. Because I know iFly, I know PMDG, high quality products always work, very few issues. At least for me, there are some issues reported by other simmers, but I didn't encounter many of them. I had only like small lag issues and sound issues in the beginning, but those were solved quickly. But anyways, now we're talking about the A350. It's behaving very nicely. The turning is very nice. We're gonna take off quickly. We're gonna do a rolling takeoff. I only thing that I'm not used to this plane is like the window situation. It's very weird to me. Let's go toga. The wing situation is very weird. Or the window situation is very weird to me. It's like a big square in front of us. And by the way, you have like these sun visors as well, which really block out the sun. You, we also have them on the side, but let me focus on taking off. Afterwards, I will show it to you. And these planes are powerful, my friends. Don't underestimate them. You can take off very quickly. You can stop very quickly with them. Let's show you the gear animation. Gear animation is also very nice. Look at this. I love the 900, but the 1000, the gear animation is a little bit more interesting if you ask me with those three wheels. A little bit more big, like it's different. I really like how Inibuilds have done this. Like this is worth your money, my friends. If you have not bought any add-on in the sim, but you're looking to buy a good add-on, like a good airliner that's realistic, has good behavior, feels nice to fly, not too difficult as well to fly, because it's a powerful jetliner, right? So it's difficult to mess up. And you get a few variants with it as well, and they were planning on releasing the extra long range XLR variant as well in the near future. Personally, I'm not looking forward to that. I'm happy with these two. Before I used to love doing like long haul flights, but I stopped doing that because it's a waste of my computer in the end. I just let it run, do nothing, but like doing 2 hour, 3 hour flights with this is very nice. It's very stable, very comfortable. And look at how it rises, my friend. Look at this. Look at this. Like this is a plane. This is an airliner. We had the 787, yeah, it was good, it was nice, it felt good to fly. But this is just another thing. Like, this is the king of the skies at the moment. Like, yeah, fly-by-wire A380, it's lovely, but this is another thing. An A350 is just another thing, my friends. But that's it for the 900. Now I will cut the video over here and we will jump over to the 1000. I will start on the runway as soon as I can. And then I will show you how it flies, the basic differences of it in the cockpit and in the cabin. And afterwards we will end this video. But yeah, we'll see you in a minute.
2 hours later.
So here we are again with the Inibuilds A350 1000, my friends. This is practically the same plane, not much different. Only thing is that the body is a little bit longer, well, a lot longer to the front and to the rear. This livery is the Etihad livery. I saw this in the configuration menu and I was like, ooh, let me take out that one, and I chose to start at Abu Dhabi as well, since this is an airport for mini builds. I thought it would be fitting. But anyways, just to show you how the liveries look as well, eh? Some of them are very nice. This is a stock one, well, stock. I downloaded from the Ini Manager, and it's very good, very nicely done. Nothing to complain about it. I love how this window mask looks as well. I can't complain about it. The A350 is just a beautiful bird. And this is, by the way, the front landing gear or nose landing gear. Engines spinning up nicely, and this is the main difference I was talking about. This one has more wheels on the back. It's a little bit bigger here on the bottom as well. Well, it has to house these wheels, of course, right? So it's a little bit bigger, a little bit heftier. You can feel the weight difference as well when you're flying. Depending on the livery, this one doesn't have the Rolls-Royce stickers, but some of them have it. So keep that in mind. So yeah, this is the 1000. A quick look around. Nice plane, nice livery. Very nicely done by Inibuilds. Like, gotta give them kudos for that. But let's move back into the plane and show you how this one takes off and how this one feels. It takes a little bit longer for this one to like roll, since it's a bit heavier. Let's turn that one off. Keep it a little bit more centered. Like, when you turn the nose wheel off, like, it has like 5 or 6 degrees of turn. It makes it a little bit more stable on the takeoffs. I didn't do it on Princess Juliana because, well, it was a quick takeoff anyways. But there we go with the 1000. And this one is not loaded up fully as the other one, so it takes off a little bit quick, as you can see. But look at that beautiful Abu Dhabi airport. Inibuilds is just one of the better developers for the sim at the moment. And let's go at the bottom. Here you can see the landing gear retracting. Like, I love how these three wheels look. I can't deny it. The 900 looks nice, but I love to see those big wheels moving like that. Like these big flaps opening. I don't know, I'm just a nerd for that. And here you can see the Ferrari World plate as well, with their roller coaster. Name it. Nice. And here we have the racetrack as well. The Formula 1 track, I should say. Whoops. I wasn't paying attention. But yeah, that's the 1000 for you. Practically the same plane, my friends. Like, if you know how to fly any of the Airbus planes, you will feel at home in this one. It's like a big A320 or a smaller A380. I think, my personal opinion, that the A350s are a lot better than the A330s. They're a lot more nimble, a lot more agile. Like, fly-by-wire from the A350s as well is very nice. Inibuilds has their A330 in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, but it's a good plane, but I'm not a big fan of it. I don't like flying it that much. I don't like landing it that much. But the A350, wow, my friends, this is just a beast. Okay, I'm gonna do a very quick turnaround. I want to show you how this lands. And look, it has like the protection so that it doesn't roll over. This is the maximum that it banks. So you cannot mess around with it too much. And this is already a lot higher than it should, you know. But anyways, it has these protections. You can turn the protections off by turning like the flight control computers off. But be careful with it. If you turn too many of them off, like, you cannot even control the plane anymore. But anyways, let's do a quick landing for you guys to show you how that looks as well, and then we will end this video. But it's a very successful plane, my friends. It's amazing. It flies nicely, it works nicely. Sounds are nice. Everything is nice about it. Like, I was a bit skeptical about it in the beginning with all these issues. That's why I waited with doing the videos as well, on the review videos. But now Inibuilds has fixed the things, and they have even more things they're fixing with the 1.0.6 update that's released today. I still have to update it. Bear with me. But at this point, it's stable. They've fixed the WASM issues and a lot of sound issues. Some textures issues as well have been fixed, and there's more incoming. So just stay tuned, my friends. This good plane is gonna get even better. We're gonna land on the other runway on the right. We're a bit too steep for this one, and this is not a good approach. This is not a correct way of landing, anyways. But you will see how this plane will butter. Oh no, we might even make it to that one. Let's go to the left one. Let's not mess around. And we can even show you the bird strike while we're here. Situations. Let's enable it. Let's start. I don't know if you could hear it, but we've got hit by a bird. Like the right engine is flaming out, as you can see. Got this like light effect over here. See if you can see it from that side as well. Nope. But we're losing power on the right side. I should turn it off actually. You can feel that it's pulling to the right because the left engine is the only one producing power. Coming in a bit hot. Let's drop flaps. This is not a good approach by any means, guys, but I will try to butter it to show you guys how it behaves. Even though like we lost one engine with the bird strike, we can go we can go and land. Okay, this is way too high. I don't think we have enough runway, but just for demonstrational purposes, this should do it. Let's come on. Runway is almost running out. Come on. Oh yeah, we don't have enough runway. But anyways, let's land. Look, minus 31. Like that was a butter. Oh no, let's don't hit that. No, we would have definitely died. But anyways, like as you can see, minus 31. Uh, this is just easy, man. Buttering this plane is so easy. Like if I had a better approach, I would definitely have landed better than this. I did a live stream yesterday, which ended up very nicely. But as you can see, the bird strike had some visual effects as well. Like it hit the nose cone over here. We can see some denting and name it. The engine, let's see if we can see any damage at the engine. Yes, we can see some damage over here. It was not showing for me yesterday when I tried it, but now it's showing, so it's a good sign. Like we can see some visual damage formed up on the plane because of the bird strike. Something I wish. I would say go get it. Don't hesitate. I will drop out the top 5 planes I think that you should buy in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 or 2024.